Hi, and welcome to the last part of Dockerizing a Laravel application. So last time we kind of finished building Docker Compose, and in today's video we're gonna hopefully bring our application up and running. But before that, there are some things we need to edit. First, let's gonna take this and put the env example because we didn't add like those in here. So our env example it's contains all the variables that needs to be in here, and now we are going to take one by one and edit. So we have our app tutorial. I'm gonna like name it like that, the env local. We want debug. The URL that we want to use, we said it's tutorial.local.com. So like this will be changed. We want to like use daily logs. Debug for DB host, we need to put the name of the service of the database. So we go to like Docker Compose and the name is like tutorial MySQL schema service. So in the env for host, we're gonna put this, and then whatever we put in here, it will like build the image with that user and password. If you like change this afterwards, you need to like delete the volume and redo the database. So we want the database, let's say tutorial. We want the username, maybe tutorial, and to keep it simple, password, I'm gonna put tutorial. Yeah, obviously on a live environment, we want to like generate um, something strengthful enough. Broadcast driver is going to be like Redis, cache driver Redis. We have um, an Redis service, so we are going to use this for all of that. File system disk, I'm gonna switch to public and I'm gonna show you why public is important. Sync queue connection will be like Redis. We want everything through that. Session, we want to keep it in a cookie. Memcache we don't care about. Redis host, it's the same as MySQL. So we're gonna take this and put as host. Redis password doesn't matter, something in there. For the mail, I'm gonna like show you mail trap. So yeah, I'm gonna like do that, but it's not important now. We don't have an AVS connection. We don't want to set yet posture, and the rest of this it's like vhost dev. That's the one we edited, and we have everything in here. Then the host, some email, group password. For the root password, I'm gonna like keep it simple for now. External port to be something random. I don't know, maybe let's say 33306. So to be like 330306, and Redis external port, let's put also a 3 uh, before it and then the actual port. So we have like this. Now we are ready to like run Docker Compose. So starting terminal, um, go to project that it's like this. Let me make it bigger. So we have like Docker Compose app.hd. It's like pulling images and start to build. So I'll see you in a second when this finish. Okay, it looks like I have an error, and going back here on varvv, actually the context needs to be like this, so my bad. So the volume needs to be mapped inside the context. It's like where to take everything. Rebuilding that. Okay, so we have like them all started. Just to be sure, let's run this command once more. So everything it's like up and running maybe. Yeah, there are 4 like. The first thing we want to do is like go to the container and check. So we have like all services. MySQL has external port and internal. Nginx it's up and running. If we go like to logs for each of one, we see MySQL ready for connection. That means the service started for the Nginx. Um, all good. Going back to the containers for the PHP, could not read supervisor deconf. So something must happen here. We need to see what. And for the Redis ch Redis not found. Okay, so we need to like figure out what's with those two. Now it's like a debug thing. So let's see supervisor. So we have like supervisor dconf. So maybe I didn't like get the name right. That's like the first thing to do. Going back to it's like PHP node, PHP node. So that's like my bad. So we need to be like Docker um, PHP and then php.ini Docker slash PHP then um, xdebug. Yeah, that that happens when like you copy things and you don't adjust them. And the last one is like Docker um, slash PHP slash supervisor deconf into supervisor deconf. And with Redis, Docker Redis Docker file. So we have like ch not found. I'm wondering why. Okay, we're gonna like figure in a second. Let's see if that starts. So we have external port, network, Docker, context. Okay, okay, let's try again. So redo some containers. Yeah, get back in here in the container. So PHP has a port, expose 9000. So I'm assuming, yeah, it started, but Horizon not starting. That's because we didn't like run Composer yet. And the last one, the Redis still throwing error. Okay, so I'm back. I'm not really sure what happened. I reput all these. I reput the Docker file and then rebuild the containers using this command, docker compose update force locate build. That this will rebuild all the containers. And after doing this, it seems like my um, my already started. I have the port assigned, so we have all of them up and running. The next step is like to execute the commands, and in order to do that we need to exec the PHP container. So docker exec that it as I showed you last time, and then tutorial PHP and then bash. So in here we are in the varvv, but varvv it's like um, all the all the Laravel files. This PHP node was created when we mapped by mistake. Um, yeah, okay, we need like to remove from outside. So this is when we mapped by mistake that PHP node. So in here we have to like run composer install, and this like install everything npm install. Actually, let me not run it. If I go in here and access it by tutorial.local.com, yeah, it put https, no idea why. So if I go like tutorial.local.com, we have the Laravel. If we want like to like run vite commands, right, we have npm. And if we look into like the package, it's like either dev or build. So we do npm run build, and like this will be like build asset for production. The next step, if you remember, in the env we put like the file system this public. If we go like into config and then public file system, sorry, right, we have like several disks here. The public is the local driver but with storage path up public, and in order to have this like accessible we need to do php artisan storage link, and like this there is great connection between like the storage and this. And if we go now to like logs, right, we should have some logs. So for the cron no schedules command to run, cron error does not have any error because it didn't run any cron. And horizon it's not defined, so we wanted like to have horizon up and running, but horizon is not defined. So if we want like to add horizon, right, will be Laravel horizon, search for it, right, will be like the docs. We are make sure on the latest version. So if we want like to install, we have to like run this. So we'll do like composer require Laravel horizon. I told you it's like a queue management. So we did all that, and then horizon install like to publish the assets. Okay, so okay, and now let's see if we have that config horizon thing. So it's already in here. So there are some things in here predefined. I don't want like to change anything yet. So if we go just and restart our like, let me remove that PHP node since I'm like outside. Okay. Doing it with sudo because it's created for root. Yep, so all good now. And I told you that I want to restart. So if we want like to just restart application, the command to run is like docker compose restart. So doing so will restart all of services. If I go back in here and I refresh the container list and I go for PHP horizon running state, so we have like horizon as well running. If we go like in here on the logs, so for the latest like horizon started successfully, so it's up and running, and horizon can be accessed by uh by this. Oh yeah, I think I need to define, I'm not really sure why it's keep adding me https. I'm gonna like fix that. So this is like the horizon dashboard, but we'll talk about that when it's the time. So I think that's like all for today's video. We have the application running up and running. If we, let's say, want like to like enter the container, want to like run migrations, we have migrate, so everything run. But what if we want like to connect to the database, where there are like several application? One of them it's like IDSQL. I use it a lot. You can like use some others that you are familiar. The session in here that let's say tutorial I want to like connect, the host name it's localhost, right? But the user and password we can like connect with root and root password, or we can connect like the user we have defined in the env. So either connect with user and password tutorial or with root and root password, which is also like tutorial, but the port we want to connect to is this external. So if I'm going like root tutorial and then the external port open, right, I have like all including the tutorial and the migrations. But in the same way, if like I want to like use tutorial as user and connect, like I said, the same port, yes, we'll connect and we'll see everything. Obviously connecting like root, you see like um, more tables, um, more databases. If you like want to not see all these tables in here, well, we can mention the table we want, the database we want to connect tutorial in here, and like this will connect only to that one. So if I close this and reconnect to it, and now it's only to the tutorial and I don't have extra noise in here. I'm gonna like show you about this in a future video. And that will be all. From now on, we can like start and build our Laravel application. Like I said a couple of videos ago, if you have any suggestion about what you like to see in the application we are building, drop your suggestion in the comment section. We can talk about them, and maybe, yeah, I'll implement an application and have in mind all of your suggestions. So yeah, it will be like good to have some suggestion in there. Otherwise, I'm gonna build what I want. Yeah, and um, you don't have something to say later on. Now's the time. Thanks for watching and happy coding.